Hey guys, welcome back to Drinks and Discussions True Crime. I'm your host tonight, Autumn, and this is my co-host, Tiffany. Tonight, I will be drinking this because right now it's actually not tonight, and it's pretty early in the day. So what better way to start your day than with a wholesome mimosa?
Mimosas when you were out of town last weekend. So I am going to have rum and Coke, and I'm going to drink it out of a coffee mug because I don't have any highball glasses. I'm just really classy, so we're going to be drinking it out of this coffee mug.
And I'm really classy because my champagne is not full of cork.
You know,
Have you ever tried shoving the cork back in there? These are so much fun.
yeah, I have. I don't. You just have to finish a bottle.
I know,
You can't recork it. So tonight we are going to be talking about the gruesome murder of Lauren Giddings. There was a news video that was a news interview video that was kind of viral when the time of this murder happened in 2011, and we are going to get to that. So you may be a little familiar with the story, but we're going to delve right into it. So let's start. Like I said, in 2011, Lauren and her neighbor, Stephen McDaniel, were both in law school. They had actually just graduated law school, and they were waiting to take their bar exam. So they're both pretty young. I think Lauren was 27, and I'm not sure. Stephen was what?
He was born in
1989. 32?
What year?
1989. Oh, no.
2011?
He was 22.
22, yeah.
So he was 22, she was 27. Okay, we're super good at math here at Drinks and Discussions.
Dude, I'm an accountant.
But so they're both studying for their bar exam. In this time, like Lauren was a brilliant person. She was really bright, bubbly. She was really nice to everyone. I think that we're all encouraged to kind of like do acts of kindness. And Lauren was that type of person. So Stephen, her neighbor, he was kind of like a reclusive, kind of weird person. And those are the people that you think like, oh, that person's sitting alone at the table. I'm going to go sit with them and, try to befriend them and whatever when you're a wonderful, nice person like Lauren. She really didn't befriend him, but she did have him, like, when her computer was broken, she'd ask him, like, hey, can you help me with my computer? And can you help me move some things or whatever?
So my first thought is that always the kind of weird kid.
You want to stay away from him.
Yeah, because I'm like, bro, you're going to...
Well, that's kind of the point of the story is that sometimes those people should be maybe left alone, and maybe there's a reason. Because Stephen McDaniel was obsessed with his neighbor. He was stalking her. He was recording her through his blinds. He was a total creep. And June 26, 2011, his creepiness peaked. So do you know what he did on that day? Are you familiar with
No, what exactly happened? Isn't that the day that he actually killed her? Or
that is the day he actually broke into her house. He stole the master key from the landlord, and he had access to everywhere in the whole apartment. Every apartment. He had access to maintenance room, laundry room, everything with this key. And he used it to enter Lauren's home. He watched her sleep for a short time, and she started rousing because she's like, I guess, getting a feeling as she's sleeping that someone's in the room or she's being watched or whatever it was. She started rousing, and he jumps on the bed, strangles her, and then he takes her in her own bathroom and dismembers her body with a hacksaw that he purchased. And he dumps her body into 2 different dumpsters. So after this point, he's like, I've committed the perfect crime. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, he thinks he's committed the perfect crime, but he hasn't. And I want to watch the video of I want to see your reaction to the video of the news interview. So we're gonna post the news, the news interview for you to see.
Living there?
Yeah, Lauren was my neighbor. We're just trying to find out where she is at this point. I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I mean, the last time anyone heard from her was an email that she sent out, and I mean, no one's heard from her since.
Did you see her hang out with anyone at the time, anything like that?
I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I haven't seen anything. I mean, you always hear noise outside, but it's just people walking by pretty much.
And she just recently graduated from Mercer?
Yeah, she and I we were both JD students. We graduated back in May.
What kind of person was she? I mean, what did you see her?
I mean, she's as nice as can be. I mean, very personable, very much a people person.
Do you know any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, we don't know where she is. I mean, the only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her. Because I mean, we went over. One of her friends had a key. We went inside and tried to see if there was anything amiss, but I mean, she had a door jamb that was sitting right by it, so there was no sign that anyone broke in. I mean, the door was locked when everyone got here. I mean, we just don't know where she is.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of. I think that's where they had recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's why we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
So that is the video clip. He was so shocked that there was a body for some reason.
There's a body?
Why he was shocked was because he thought he'd committed the perfect crime. The trash was supposed to be emptied earlier in the week, but because of the police interrogation, a police officer had parked their car in front of the trash can so that they couldn't be emptied. And so they started smelling a foul smell.
Yeah.
And so when they actually investigated, they found her torso.
Yeah, it was just the torso. I did see that.
Yeah. So the rest of her body parts were thrown out in another dumpster. But this dumpster was literally right outside Stephen's apartment.
Wait, so the dumbass didn't even try to take it somewhere else, go behind a Lowe's or something out there?
Isn't that so weird? I almost think he wanted to be close to her body. And did you notice in the police interview that he mentioned that no one had... It didn't look like there was a sign of a break-in.
I mean, I knew someone had tried to break in a week or so ago, but I thought they had fixed that.
So, so obviously we know why.
Yes.
That there wasn't a sign of a break-in.
Yes.
Because Stephen had stolen the key to everything. He also mentioned, nobody's heard from her except for an email that she sent. She sent her boyfriend an email the night before she got murdered.
I saw that. Saying, hey, this guy's really creepy. Which, so it was 2011. Why did you email your boyfriend?
She had told everyone not to bother her because she was studying for the bar exams. She had said, nobody bother me. People would call her. She wouldn't answer the phone, but she'd text them back. What set people off to think she was missing was that she stopped all communication completely. So she would send an email or a text from whatever she was doing at the time, but I guess she was emailing her boyfriend or whatever.
Maybe she didn't send a text.
Maybe, I don't know, but she had also mentioned in that email, I think someone tried to break into my house on Thursday.
It's weird.
So she'd had these incidences happen, and somehow Stephen knew about them, even though he was her creep neighbor. And he pretended to be part of her friend group. They would go and look for her in her apartment. I think that what he was doing was going and making sure there wasn't any blood anywhere.
Probably let me just go with you and
think about it. He just remembered her with a hacksaw in her bathroom.
I've watched enough CSI and American Horror Stories and everything else to know the blood spatter patterns. You're gonna have blood going everywhere.
So even when he was actually interrogated by the police officer was like, Stephen, there's blood in the bathroom, Stephen. So he really didn't. He cleaned it up, but it wasn't gone. So anyway, I skipped a little bit, but we're gonna go back. So after the news interview, the police saw that news interview and they're like,
Because I love how the news people are like, oh, well, he must not have known, and it's just such horrible luck for him to have found out this way. It's like, bro, he's not upset because he just found out. He just found out that you found his body.
yeah. So even after that interview that we watched, he had to go sit down for a minute.
Yeah, I heard that. He was like, I think I need to sit.
Yeah, and then he comes back and he does more interview with the news. It's a longer interview, but I just wanted y'all to see the moment that he realized that his plan has been foiled and that her body had been found, because he was like, surprised Pikachu face. Like, he was so surprised. Like, he was surprised he got caught. He really thought he committed the perfect murder.
So he lived next to her.
Yes. He was watching her all the time.
And then thought he could get away with throwing her torso away in the dumpster behind their shared apartment building.
Oh, but not only that,
and no one's going to check her own dumpster?
They have a laundry room right by their apartment, and he left a bloody sheet in the laundry room with their DNA on it. His hair is like this.
Oh, I saw that. Like, bro.
His hair is going to be everywhere. And that's another thing they say in the interrogation. We got your hair, Stephen. We're gonna post that in a part 2. It is 2 hours long. The police interrogation is 2 hours long. I want you to be able to skip through it and watch it at your own leisure or whatever, but it is bizarre. It is one of the most bizarre police interviews I've ever seen. Even with the way that the police are interviewing is bizarre to me. But Stephen had written, did you read about the blog?
No.
Stephen wrote a blog before this happened and said, in the blog, if I were to kill someone, if I were to want to like rape someone and kill them, this is how I'm going to do it. And this is how I'm going to behave afterwards. I'm going to rock back and forth in my room for 2 days. I'm not going to sleep. It was very descriptive.
Is this the kid you want to sit with?
Well, of course, nobody knew that they just thought, poor guy, he has no friends.
I looked at that video and
Oh, yeah, well, he did. And I think, many people think that Stephen McDaniel would have become a serial killer if he would have gotten away with the first crime.
Okay.
So, after all this happens, the police, they're like, we need to check this out. So they arrest Stephen McDaniel. Well, no, sorry, they don't arrest him. They bring him in for questioning. And they also, while Stephen's being questioned for 12 hours, they're going to other people's apartments and they're checking out other people's apartments. Now, if the police were like, hey, a girl was murdered and we want to just make sure you didn't do it, what are you going to do, Autumn? You going to say, sure?
Yeah.
Or are you going to say no?
Well, it depends on what's in my apartment at that time. But yeah, no, come on in. Like,
Autumn doesn't have anything bad in her apartment.
No, I don't.
I don't even say that. It's like anxiety. Like when you go to the airport and you're like, do I have cocaine? I don't remember. Are these even? I don't know.
Could someone have possibly put something in there? I don't know. I was looking at Starbucks for 5 minutes. I don't know.
Exactly. So yeah, I thought it was funny you said that. But yeah, so if a police came and were like, hey, we want to make sure you didn't murder someone, I'm going to be like, yeah, come on in. You want a cup of tea? Like, come on. Like,
They're going to instantly think I'm guilty.
I don't want
No
to.
good reason.
No, I don't have anything to do with that. Like, get me out of there as soon as possible. You don't need a DNA swab, whatever. Get me off your list as soon as possible. But
I'm over here thinking, did I commit some crime? I don't know.
Autumn is she we don't know what she's gonna do. You never know.
So therefore, no, you cannot.
Me, I'm gonna be like, yeah, let's get this over with and please never come here again. But Stephen was like, no, you cannot search my house. Because he had the package for the hacksaw at his house.
Stephen, that's scary.
He also had the master key in his house. He had Lauren's used panties in his house.
Ew.
Yeah, he stole her panties. He had 30 images of child pornography in his house, which he was not charged for. Lucky Stephen.
Wait, what?
Because
Charged for child pornography.
part of his plea deal. And I think that probably saved his life in prison, unfortunately. But yeah,
Murderers are fine, but child abusers,
30 counts of child pornography.
holy shit.
But anyway, so he we got off on the other tangents. Okay, so he's being interviewed at the police station. Everybody's houses are being checked. Everyone's found like they're all everything's good. As they start kind of studying more about the crime scene of what happened to Lauren and studying more about what Stephen, like what he said in the interview and the things that he posted online, all that stuff, they kind of got more of a feeling of what exactly they were looking for. And they convinced Stephen in the police interrogation, like, please just help us out. Why don't you want us to go and check your house? And Stephen, like, it's the lawyer in me. That's the lawyer in you, but you didn't ask for a lawyer the moment that the police wanted to question you?
Oh my god, and I'm sorry, but he's gonna be like the worst lawyer ever, because who would ever hire that
He was the worst. I'll tell you who hired him. His own self.
Well, duh.
But anyway, so he apparently thought the lawyer in him would say, you know, don't let the police check your home, but he did not ask for representation when he started becoming questioned at the thing. And that's the first thing, like, I've watched hundreds and hundreds of police interrogation videos. That's the first thing that any person, whether you committed a crime or not, I would always ask for representation.
Yeah.
Because there are so many innocent people who are in prison. And there are so many times that, like, you see a forced interrogation and you always think, like, how could you ever admit to a crime you didn't do? Because they know how to manipulate people.
They do.
They're trained to do it.
Some of those, sometimes people get interrogated for what? 24 hours straight. No sleep, no nothing. It's freezing cold and it's super
food.
hot. Basically, you torture people and tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah. Or they have people who are maybe not mentally all there or whatever. Yep. But Stephen, he was super smart and he just, he thought, I think he was so cocky. He thought, I'm a lawyer. I don't need a lawyer. So, but anyway, he had written a blog post online previously.
Yeah, links put up.
For what? Oh my god, they're legally blonde.
Yep.
So he had posted, we're gonna post the blog post. A picture of it, but I'm gonna tell you what it says. So in the blog post, he said, like I told you, like how he would react afterwards. He also put in there like how he would act during the interrogation. And he would act like he was dissociated from society.
Oh.
And so when the police are interrogating him, they're like, hey, Stephen, you know, did you kill that girl? And Stephen's like, no. Yes. I don't know. I don't remember. It's almost like he's playing a character. And honestly, you might think he's mentally disturbed if you didn't read the blog post before, stating that that's how he was going to act. So the police are searching through his apartment at this time because they manipulated Stephen, like they do, into saying, yeah, I guess you can just look around my apartment and make sure Lauren is not there. Lauren's in a dumpster. They know that Lauren's not there. What a stupid thing to say, Stephen. But anyway, so they're searching his house. They find the master key, they find panties, they find the porn, they find all that stuff. And they tell Stephen, like, we found all these things in your house. And Stephen does not change at all. I don't know. He totally does not. For 12 hours, he does not. I don't know. The cops are getting pissed. They're like, come on, Stephen, you're a piece of shit, Stephen. Your mom watched that news interview. And he just totally it doesn't break him at all. They tried the good cop, bad cop thing. The good cop turns into a bad cop. They're trying everything. I don't think it was really well thought out, honestly.
It doesn't sound
I've
very
seen police interrogations where they have done like the most thorough job of like manipulation tactics. Oh, we have a guest.
Yes, we do.
Of most thorough manipulation tactics possible. And they do it without people even knowing. But this guy's like, hey, Stephen, I'm your friend. You know, Laura was your friend. You need to help us out. Help your friend, Stephen. And so, you know, Pepper, please exit the building. Exit stage right.
Bye, Pepper.
So anyway, after all this happens, they have to let Stephen simmer in prison. I mean, simmer in jail for a little bit on it. And they come back for another interrogation. He finally does admit to what he did in great detail. He does not just say, like, okay, yeah, I did it, leave me alone, you know? He tells them specifically from how he stalked her through the blinds for weeks until he actually enters her apartment and commits the murder. I think that at that moment, he still thought that he was going to get off somehow. And so they go to trial. Steven's dumbass represents himself.
This is amazing.
This is so textbook, like how to fail a trial. Represent yourself. We learned that from, oh my God, who was that other serial killer we want to represent?
Oh my God.
He's super famous. Why can't I remember his name?
He's a complete dickhole, too.
Is it?
He kept firing his counsel time after time again, and he was like, I'm just going to write myself.
Yeah, and he sounds so smart, except for it sounds like he's like speaking gibberish, like he's got dementia or something.
And it's like, I read a law book last night. Here are the big words I found.
Was it Ted Bundy?
No, it wasn't Ted Bundy.
Are you sure?
I don't think it was Ted Bundy. It was someone else.
Well, anyway, we'll figure that out later. But so well, there's probably many different people who have tried to represent themselves and failed. Don't represent yourself. It's just like, don't do that. Ask for counsel and don't represent yourself. Do basic things of like, you know.
Unless you really are a super lawyer, and then.
I've never seen it happen. Oh, I just called you Lauren. Oh my God, rest in peace, Lauren. You were here with us. Autumn. So he does get charged. He decides to go with a plea deal, and he gets off with the 30 counts of child pornography in the plea deal, and he will serve prison time until he dies. For the rest of his life, he'll be in prison. And he tried to appeal it, and he tried to say many different things, like, were the problem. Like, oh, you know, I didn't have this. They did this. I wasn't told my rights without being given a psychiatric evaluation or whatever. Have you ever seen somebody say, hey, I'm going to read your Miranda rights right after the psychiatric evaluation we're going to do first?
It's lawyer.
So this happens. They deny his appeal. They're like, Stephen, you're stupid. Stay in jail for the rest of your life, whatever. And he will be, luckily, because he could have been the next serial killer.
Yeah, he actually could have.
In Georgia. But anyway, so that's all that I've got for Stephen McDaniel. Next week, we have a treat for you.
We do.
Instead of doing one crime, we're going to do a few crimes. And we haven't decided yet if they're going to be bizarre or disturbing or what they're going to be. But it's going to be a spooky time. And you already had a few in mind, but we're not going to tell them because these are cases you've never heard of.
I'm going to be honest, guys. What had happened was I thought we were doing that this week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
she was prepared to do that this week. I was not. But I was prepared to do Stephen McDaniel. As a matter of fact, I watched his 2-hour police interrogation video twice. And that's after I watched it previously before that. So please check out part 2. It's going to have that on there. I would, if you want to get to the good part, skip to the good part. Just skip until you start seeing the cop getting a little irritated because he totally changes from, and that's how he talks. Oh my God, you're gonna love it. Autumn's gonna watch it with y'all when we go live. And
what just?
Yeah, Autumn's having technical.
I am.
But in the police interrogation video, I think that the cop shows so much emotion. I've never seen so much emotion from a cop. He's like, he's got another cop doing the same thing. It's like bad cop, bad cop. They're bad cop, bad copying him. That's their technique. But anyway, so I know that the cases that we're going to talk about next week are going to be cases that you've never heard of,
Yep.
hopefully. And I think we're going to have a fun time. Are you going to dress up for Halloween?
Yeah.
I think we should dress up for Halloween. I already think that we should be Jay and Silent Bob.
I was gonna say I bought some really cute T-shirts. They're like crop tops, so like you can almost not see the bottom.
No one will see that they're
Yeah.
crop tops.
No. I tried them on earlier. Didn't go so well. So
Never can wear it.
Jay and Silent Bob. Here we go.
So yeah, I hope that you join us next weekend. It's going to be a spooky time. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Check out part 2. Like I said, we're going to have the police interrogation video. And then we're also going to see, maybe we'll upload the whole news interview.
Oh yeah.
We should do that.
Okay, because I was gonna say yeah, and you can watch me watch the interview and laugh.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But anyway, we love you. Thank you.
Bye guys, thank you.
Like and subscribe. Wait, we should do the promo for
That was 32 minutes. 32 minutes. It'll be longer though when I put everything into it.
All right. I just got to ask you a few more questions. Okay. You came down earlier tonight. Me and you talked. All right. You don't have any weapons on you, do you?
No.
That's just you are. What's wrong? You know I'm Detective Patterson, right?
Yes.
Do you remember? Put your hands up here. You remember us talking
Yes.
earlier tonight, right?
Yes.
You remember me earlier in the day?
Yes.
When we came down here and talked a little bit and then we left?
Yes.
Okay. I need to know about this girl right here. You know her?
Yes.
Who is that?
Lauren Giddings.
Does she live next door to you?
Yes.
When's the last time you seen her?
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay. Was you friends with Lauren?
Yes.
Look at me when you talk to me, son. Okay? Was you friends with her?
Yes.
Close friends?
We were good.
I mean, y'all were friends, right? Both of
Yes.
y'all are law students. You're studying to be an attorney, right?
Yes.
What kind of law do you want to go into? Criminal law?
Yes.
Civil? Is that what you want to do for a living?
Yes.
Okay. Are you almost finished?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't have too much more to do, right?
No.
All right. Are you going to stay here in Macon?
I don't know.
Did you used to work at the district attorney's office in Macon?
Yes.
Was you on the prosecutor side or the defense side?
Prosecutor.
So you were on our side.
Yes.
Right. You never worked on the other side?
No.
Did you like it when you were down there?
Yes.
Got along with everybody?
Yes.
Okay. And you've lived next to Lauren for a long time?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where she's at tonight?
No.
Hmm?
No.
Have you ever seen her with that dress on?
No.
You have no idea where she's at?
No.
Okay. Yes. Okay. My major didn't do that, but okay. All right. All right. Bye. Look. Just tell me what happened, brother.
I don't know.
Well, where's she at? I need you. I'm asking you for your help. I'm a detective, and I'm asking you for your help. Okay? I'm asking you for help. I need your help. Can you help me?
I don't know.
You don't know if you can help me?
Yes.
I need your help. Help me out. Tell me what to do. Has anybody asked you for help today? I'm asking you as a friend for help. Can you help me?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You can't help a friend out?
I don't know what you need.
I need to know where Lauren's at.
I don't know.
When's the last time you seen her?
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Have you ever seen anybody over her house the last couple nights?
No.
Okay. If you knew where she was, would you tell me?
Yes.
What do you think happened to her?
I don't know.
Do you even care that no one can find her?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know, do you?
Yes.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
Did you think Lauren was your girlfriend?
No.
I mean, you said you didn't have any other cars, right?
Right.
Well, why would everybody you went to school with for the last 3 and 4 years said that you own another car other than that Geo Prism? Everybody I've talked to, all your friends you were in school with, people that you worked at the district attorney's office with said you have other cars other than that car. And you're gonna sit here today and tell me you don't have another car?
I don't.
Well, where's it at?
I don't have one.
You never had another car besides that Geo Prism.
No.
So if I call your granddaddy, he's gonna tell me that you only have one car.
Yes.
What's his phone number?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do, because I already have his number. You don't know his phone number?
No. I mean, you seriously can't help us out? His number is in my cell phone.
That's a start. Where's your cell phone?
At the apartment.
In your apartment? I mean, it's kind of late to be calling him. Does he stay up late?
I don't know.
Do you have a grandmother or is it just him?
My grandmother passed away.
A while back?
Yes.
But you're close to your grandfather, right?
Yes.
I mean, don't he own some property or something, he said? A couple of acres?
My granddaddy or my grandfather?
Who lives in Pike County?
My granddaddy.
Does he own any land down there?
Yes.
Okay. And do sometimes you go down there to visit him or something?
Last time we met, I went down and visited with my aunt and uncle.
Okay. What did he do for a living? Was he an attorney like you?
He worked for the Southern Railroad Company.
Is anybody in your family an attorney?
No.
You're the only one that went through law school?
Yes.
Well, that's an accomplishment, don't you think?
Yes.
I mean, it took a long time, right?
Yes.
A lot of studying. I think you told me earlier you were from up Atlanta, or did you live in Atlanta or Griffin or something like that?
Lilburn.
You don't have any family left up there?
Yes.
Well, who lives up there?
My parents.
Okay. Any brothers or sisters?
My sister lives in Tucker.
Georgia?
Yes.
What's up with the pair of underwear that was in your apartment? That
I
was
don't
like
know.
a mask. It was cut out like a mask. You cut underwear out to look like a mask?
No.
How many guns did you have in your apartment?
3.
What are they? Do you know what they are?
A rifle.
What
And
kind of
200.
rifle did you have?
An AK semi-automatic.
Where'd you buy it from?
Classic Arms.
Is that Atlanta or something?
Online.
Okay. What kind of pistols do you own?
EAA Witness. Full size and compact.
Okay. What is that? What about the one that was on the bed?
That's the full size.
That's the full size one. What was the other one?
The compact.
Where was that at?
On the table by the bed.
Yeah. Remember I was in there?
Mm-hmm.
And then you had that samurai sword.
Yes.
That was just a. I mean, that's not. Is it an expensive sword or is it just a
No.
knockoff? It's just one of the knockoff swords.
Yes.
And what about the knife?
Which knife?
The one that was. Remember you showed me it was dull.
Yes.
What kind of knife is that? Because I don't know.
Kukri.
I mean, where do you get something like that online?
I bought it from a friend.
Did you have any other knives in the house?
Yes.
That I didn't see? Because you didn't show me no other knives. That's the only ones you showed me. What other knives did I miss?
There's a pocket knife that's on the table.
Are you a knife collector or a knife person or
No.
you just like knives?
I used to collect swords.
I mean, do you know your swords?
Yes.
I mean, to sell and trade swords?
No.
But you just bought here and there?
Yes.
But you wouldn't consider yourself like a sword expert?
No.
Okay. Because, you know, they have that TV show where they sell stuff, you know, at night
Yes.
on TV. But I don't know what it's called, the knife shop or something like that. Have you ever seen what I'm talking about? I don't know if you have
Yes.
cable TV or not. Alright. You know, tonight we're still looking for Lauren. You know any of these other girls in this picture?
I know that she goes to the law school, but I
Okay.
can't remember her name.
So she's studying to be an attorney too?
Yes.
Okay. Is that how Lauren looked with the long hair the last time you seen her?
Yes.
Or did she cut? That's how she looks.
Yes.
Oh, this was in 2010. Who do you think took Lauren away?
I don't know.
Well, I need your help. Can you give me some, what is your observation of this? I know you're smarter, okay? I know you have an observation you can tell me. What do you think happened to her?
I think someone took her.
You think, I mean, you watch TV shows, right? Like
Yes.
detective shows. What's your observation? How do you think somebody would take her? If somebody did take her.
When she was running.
Does she normally run all the time?
She runs, I don't know how often.
You mean you think somebody might have took her when she was running like down the street somewhere?
Yes.
You don't think somebody got her when she got back to her apartment?
I don't know.
Well, you know there was a body found in the trash can next to the apartments.
Yes.
You do know that. And it's a female, white female's body. Right there. Right next to y'all's apartment. Feet from her apartment. I mean, we don't know 100% sure it's Lauren, but we're pretty confident it is. We're waiting for some tests to be done to be 100% sure. I mean, who would do something to somebody and throw them in a trash can?
I don't know.
I'm asking for your advice or your observation. Who in your complex would do something like that? You lived over there for 3 years. Tonight's the first night I think I've ever been over there. In your expert opinion, of all your knowledge of going through law school and all that, who in that complex do I need to talk to?
I don't know.
No names come to mind. You can't help me out a little bit? You can't help me out?
I don't know.
You don't know anybody at all that lives in that complex. You know, earlier you told me about a guy that lived in apartment 15. I mean, is he a decent guy?
I think so.
Don't y'all have a laundry room there or something?
Yes.
That everybody has access to the laundry room?
Yes.
Has anybody been working on the apartments below you in the last couple of weeks that you've noticed?
I haven't seen anyone.
But you don't know if they've been doing work on that apartment, number one?
No.
I mean, earlier today, me and you sit here and talk normal. What's going on with you now? Why are you acting like this? I need to know. Why all of a sudden you're acting like this?
I don't understand.
Okay. Earlier today, we sat here and talked. But now you're acting like you don't know what's going on. I mean, did something happen or something to you? I mean, why are you shutting down? Why are you not talking to me?
I don't know.
You don't know? Are you scared?
No.
I mean, you're not scared, are you?
No.
Are you sad that something happened to Lauren? If that's her in that trash can?
Yes.
When's the last time you said you can't remember the last time earlier today that you took the trash out to the trash can? Right? Am I wrong?
That's right.
I mean, because you said you stayed inside the whole weekend, I think, because you had all your food and all that. You never went to Kroger over the weekend or Walmart or anything?
I don't remember.
Bet you could have.
I don't know.
When you go to Kroger, when you do go to the store to get your food, do you use a credit card or you pay cash?
Cash.
Do you have a Kroger card?
Yes.
Okay. So the Kroger card should be able to tell if you were at Kroger this weekend, right?
Yes.
Do you swipe your card or just enter your cell phone number?
They scan it.
Oh, because I enter my phone number because I can't never remember to bring my card. But you don't remember if you went over to Bay. You drive your car or you walk over there?
I drive.
You ever go to Walmart on the east side of Gray Highway? Or which Walmart do you go to when you go to Walmart?
Gray Highway.
You don't ever go out to Zeppelin Road?
I don't think so.
You never been out there? You know where Zeppelin Road, the new Walmart?
No.
You don't? So you just basically go to the one on Gray Highway?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where you're at tonight?
Yes.
Where are you at?
Detective Bureau.
Okay. And you know why we've been working all day trying to find Lauren, right?
Yes.
Because her family wants to know where she's at.
Yes.
And I don't know what to tell her family. So I'm asking you, what do I need to tell her family?
I don't know.
What do you want me to tell them? I don't know? Huh? You're going to have to tell me what to tell her family. It's all on you, brother. What do you want me to tell her family? Huh?
I don't know.
Well, I need to know. I need to know. Okay? If something happened to Lauren and you know, you need to tell me. If you know something. Because I need to know. Because her family's down here want to know what happened to her.
I don't know.
You don't know.
No.
That's what you want me to tell her mother and her father, is that you don't know.
I don't know.
Not that you're sorry that she's missing. Not that you've been trying to help me all day find her, but you just wanted me to tell her I don't know.
I don't know.
Are
where
you a
she
sorry
is.
piece of shit that you want me to tell her that? You got your ass on that fucking news and stood out there and gave a media report that her mother saw about her missing daughter. And you want me to sit there and tell them that you don't know? Is that what you want me to tell them? Because you're all over the news. You sure stood out there and ran your mouth to the news media. But now you're going to get out here and you don't fucking know. You know. You're just a sorry piece of shit that don't give a fuck. Right?
No.
Well, why'd you tell the media everything? Do you need to see what you told the media today? It was on the 11 o'clock news. Well, I'm asking you. Tell me. I want to know.
I don't know where she is.
That ain't what you told the media. You didn't stand in front of that camera and say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Right? You buy all these weapons. Was you ever in the military?
No.
What do you need all these weapons for? Are you scared somebody's going to hurt you?
No.
What do you need all these weapons for?
To have.
Why? There's a reason why. Were you molested as a child?
No.
Then why do you need all these weapons?
To have.
Why? Give me one good reason. Just give me one reason.
To have.
Why? Does it make you feel important?
No.
Are you a big guy because you got a weapon?
No.
Do you even know how to use it?
Yes.
I need you to tell me what you want me to tell her mother. And then I won't ask you another thing. I'm not going to tell her mother that you don't know, because her mother saw you on the news tonight. And she cried all the way down to Macon. Because you had the balls to get on the news and tell everybody everything. You didn't have no problem talking to the news when they asked you questions. I'm asking you questions. Where's Lauren?
I don't know.
Yes, you do know. You do know. You do know. You know. You know. You do know. And everybody in Macon knows you knows because you got your sorry ass on the news and told everybody. So every friend you have in Macon knows that you know. Everybody you go to school with, every one of your professors, everybody knows that you know. Because you got on the news tonight and told everybody that you know. Now how do you think? You think you're going to be able to walk down the street tomorrow and nobody bother you? Think nobody's going to come over and knock on your door to see if you want to talk to the media again?
I don't know.
Oh, they're going to be over there, brother. So this little act that you're doing right now ain't working with me. Okay? Because you didn't have no problem talking to the media. No problem. So you need to snap out of it and tell me what the hell happened. so we can move on?
I don't know.
Well, how many times you gonna say I don't know? How many times you gonna say it? When are you gonna say I remember, but I don't want to remember what happened to her? How many times you gonna say that? If you did something that you regret, you need to let me know.
I didn't.
Well, who did?
I don't know.
Well, a body was found over here, right next to where you live. And what do you have in your apartments? A lot of knives. A lot of guns. Right?
Yes.
And I'm asking you about it, and you're just saying, I don't know. That's all. That's the only answer you can give is I don't know. But 6 hours or a couple hours ago, you was out there telling the media everything. You didn't stand in front of that camera and say, I don't know. You were actually answering questions. Right? How many interviews did you give? 3?
I don't know.
Well, you gave like 3. Do you think that was a proper thing to do when a mother's looking for her child?
They asked me what happened.
And what did you tell them? What did you tell them?
That Lauren was missing.
Okay. What else did you tell them?
That we had gone looking for her.
Okay. And what?
And that we hadn't found her.
And what else did they ask you?
I don't remember.
Why don't you remember?
I don't.
You're telling me that you went through law school. Well, you went through college first, right? Did you graduate from college?
Yes.
And now you're in law school. Did you graduate from law school?
Yes.
But you don't fucking remember what they asked you this afternoon?
No.
Huh? I just don't fucking believe that shit. Don't came back yet.
What's up, buddy? You talk to him about his guns?
Yeah.
When was the last time you shot those guns?
I haven't.
You've never shot a gun?
No.
Have you ever shot any gun in your whole life?
No.
Never.
No.
So you bought 3 guns that you've never shot?
Yes.
Why?
To have.
For what?
To have.
For what? I'm asking for what? Why do you want to have them? What makes, did they give you, I mean, tell me why it's important to you to have 3 guns. That's an easy question. Come on, talk to me, buddy. Me and you talked all day today. We ain't had a problem communicating. Why is it important for you to have 3 guns? Do you not know?
No.
Okay. You got a girlfriend?
No.
Who's your best friend?
Michael Quinn.
Michael who?
Quinn.
Who is he?
He was a law student with me.
Is he still a law student?
No, he graduated
When was the last time you talked to him?
before he moved up to Boston.
How long ago was that?
A few weeks.
A few weeks, like a month, 2 months, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what?
The beginning of June.
Beginning of June? Beginning of June. Okay. So let me ask you a question. How? You say you don't know where Lauren is, right?
Right?
You told me earlier you and Lauren were friends, right?
Yes.
How would you describe y'all's relationship?
She was my friend.
She was your friend. What did you ever do things for her? Did she ever do things for you? What did she ever do for you?
We talked.
We talked. What y'all talk about?
News.
The news. Okay. Earlier you was telling me something about you fixed her computer before.
I couldn't fix it.
You couldn't fix it. What was wrong with it?
I don't
How long ago was that?
Around graduation.
Well, how long ago was that?
Middle of May.
Middle of May? So you were over in her apartment in the middle of May?
Yes.
Have you been over there since then?
Yes.
When was the last time you were over there?
Last night.
Before last night. Have you ever been over there with Lauren since the time you worked on her computer in the middle of May?
No.
How many times have you been in her apartment with her hanging out?
I don't know.
You don't know? If you had to guess, what was just, I mean, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, what?
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2? See, if I had only been somewhere twice, I could remember that. If I had been there over 50 times and you asked me how many times I've been, like, I don't know, a lot. But the fact that you've only been there twice, when I say how many times you've been there, you say you don't know, that's just odd to me. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
That does make sense. So what I'm saying right now makes sense.
No.
When was the last time you saw Lauren?
2 or 3 weeks ago.
And have you been on vacation for the last couple of weeks?
No.
You been home every night?
Yes.
Has she been at home every night?
I don't know.
Has she been on vacation?
I think she was away for a while.
How long?
I don't know.
Were you looking for her?
No.
Let me tell you, even if I didn't talk to my neighbors, I know if my neighbors have been in and out. I hear them come in, I hear them go out. I see them when they walk by my window. I've lived in apartments most of my life. So the fact that you haven't seen her in 2 or 3 weeks, that's just odd to me. I'm gonna be honest, it makes me feel like you're not being honest with me, Stephen. Why would you not be honest with me?
I am being honest.
Stephen, it just doesn't feel like it, buddy. You know, I get the sense that there's something weighing heavy on your heart right now. And it's breaking you down. And you feel bad about it. I can tell you haven't slept much, have you? In the last few days, have you?
No.
Like something's weighing on your mind, ain't it?
We were looking for Lauren.
You started looking for Lauren yesterday.
Yes.
But you haven't slept in several days, have you?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Earlier when I talked to you, you said you hadn't slept in days, that this morning was the first time you was able to get any sleep, was this morning, for a little bit.
No.
Yes, that's what you said. That's what you told me. So I asked you, well, if you haven't been able to sleep in several days, what have you been doing, studying? And you said, yeah, studying. You don't remember that?
No.
What I want you to do, I'm going to ask you this question. I want you to describe to me how you feel right now. You don't know how to answer that with a yes or no, do you?
I don't know what's going on.
Lauren's missing. This pretty little girl right here, your neighbor, she's missing.
I know.
You went looking for her last night.
Yes.
Did you hurt Lauren?
No.
Stephen, did you hurt Lauren?
No.
I know this is hard for you to tell it, but it's weighing on you right now, ain't it, Stephen?
I didn't do it.
But I know you can probably help me with who did. Can't you, buddy?
I don't know.
Stephen, you know, and me and you both know it's no different than when you was a little kid, right? And you reached in that cookie jar and you got caught after your mama told you not to get that cookie. And she was, did you get a cookie? No. And whenever you tell a lie, you feel bad about it right then. One, with every lie, there's a chance you're going to get caught. And that weighs on you. Because you know you did something bad. Am I right?
I didn't do it.
You didn't take the cookie?
No.
What'd you do, buddy?
I didn't do anything.
What'd you do to Lauren?
I didn't do anything.
You saw Lauren last night, though? Yesterday?
No.
What time was it that she went out to do her laundry?
I don't know.
Where were you at yesterday?
At home.
What'd you do at home? Tell me everything you did yesterday. From the time you woke up to the time you went to sleep.
I checked the news.
At what time?
I don't remember.
Was it yesterday morning?
I don't remember.
What'd you do when you woke up?
I think I checked the news.
Alright, you checked the news, okay? What'd you do after that?
I watched some videos online.
Did you clean up?
No.
You didn't?
No.
You smell like you've been cleaning up, like you've been using cleaner to clean up. I know what that smells like. My wife smells like that all the time when she cleans her house. You've been using some kind of cleaner to clean up your apartment, hadn't you?
No.
Stephen, you telling me you live like a man? How does your apartment get cleaned?
I clean it.
Okay. When was the last time you cleaned it, Stephen?
I don't remember.
Was it this week?
No.
You mean you go a whole week without cleaning?
Yes.
Why? That's horrible, Stephen. Was it possibly over the weekend, last weekend?
No.
It wasn't? If you can't remember, then how is it that you can tell me that you didn't clean up your apartment last weekend? A minute ago you couldn't remember.
I don't remember cleaning last weekend.
So it isn't that you didn't, it's that you just don't remember. Right? Help me out, buddy. Right?
I don't understand.
You don't understand? I don't know how else to say it, Stephen. Let me tell you what I think. I think that she was a friend of yours. Look at her right here. I think that she was a friend of yours. And I think something happened, Stephen. You used to watch her come in and out of her apartment, didn't you?
No.
I mean, then how were y'all friends? If me and you friends, we live next door to each other. Every time I look out the window, see, oh, there's my buddy going in. Because we friends. I'm gonna pay attention to when you come in and out. Didn't you just tell me that y'all were friends?
Yes.
But you didn't pay attention to when she came in and out?
No.
Stephen, you're lying. Now you're lying. You're just lying. That's a lie. You ever see her come in and out of her apartment?
Yes.
You did? When was the last time?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Like last week maybe?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Stephen, you understand that everything that you're saying here doesn't make any sense at all. None. None. You totally contradict everything that relates to human behavior. We have skills to be able to observe things, to hear things, to see things. There are natural things out there that draw our attention every day. Such as when you're driving down the road and somebody hits the horn, you look around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just a natural reaction. If you're sitting in your living room you hear the door slam next to you, you automatically think my neighbor's home, right? You're telling me that those kind of things don't happen in your life.
You asked if I watched. I didn't watch.
Have you noticed that she's came in and out of our house in the last week or two?
I don't remember.
What do you remember, Stephen?
The last time I saw her was 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Where at?
She was going out running when I was coming in.
Where were you coming in from?
Bar preparation.
Bar preparation. What's a bar preparation? Oh, you're preparing for the bar exam.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, how y'all doing?
We're just talking. He doesn't seem to remember a whole lot. Everything's yes or no, or I don't remember. A lot of things aren't making any sense. I gotta be honest with you, Stephen. Me personally, I don't feel like you're being honest. Okay?
Well, Stephen, you said you're just gonna help me out, right? With this investigation, because we needed your help. We're asking you for help, right? That's what we. Remember I told you that?
Yes.
And you told me you're gonna help me,
Yes.
right? You're gonna help me find Lauren, right?
Yes.
And ask for your opinion, your observation of what happened to her,
Yes.
right? And what did you tell me?
I thought someone snatched her.
Right. Where do you think someone might have snatched her from?
When she was
If you're the detective, you're the police detective, it's your investigation. Where would you start your investigation?
I don't know.
Come on now. You watch TV, right?
Yes.
Okay. You made it through college, right?
Yes.
You made it just about through law school, right?
Yes.
So you should know, where would you start your investigation?
Where she was last seen.
Okay. So in this case, where was she last seen?
At Garen's house.
Garen. That's the guy that lives up on the street, right? Friend of hers?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, and that was on, I think she left there on Saturday morning.
Yes.
Am I right? Okay. Now, where do you think she went from their house?
I don't know.
Alright, you're the detective now, right? It's your case. What would you do?
Check at her home.
Okay. We did that. That's what we did today, right?
Yes.
So you saw us out there when we knocked on your door. She's not there. I need your help in finding her. What do we need to do? What do we need to do that we haven't done?
I don't know.
You don't know? So if you had this case, you wouldn't be able to solve it. Is that what you're saying? Because you're not smart enough to solve it?
I don't know.
Or you think you're smart enough to be a detective?
I don't know.
No?
You gotta be killing me, Stephen. Stephen.
So?
Stephen, listen to me. We're real people, and we're here to talk to you. I like to think that we're friends, okay? Friends communicate back and forth. The only thing you said is yes or no, and I don't know, okay? It makes me feel like you're treating me like you don't like me, and I feel like I've looked out for you today. Everything you said you wanted, I've given you. I've tried to give you food several times. I feel like we talked. You told me about how you like to look at porn on the internet. You expressed to me that you're a virgin, correct?
Yes.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff you tell friends. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Yes.
We need to know where your other car is at. I already know you own another car, okay?
I don't own another
Yes,
car.
you do.
Do you use another car?
You
Whose car
have
do you
another
use?
car. It's not in
I
your
don't
name.
use mine.
No,
Oh, you don't. Steve.
You've been using somebody else's car.
No.
Everyone I interviewed today say you have another car. These people aren't making this up. You have another vehicle.
No, I don't.
So your grandfather's a liar. Is that what you're saying? You're calling your grandfather a liar. I just talked to him. And he said you own another car.
I don't.
So he's lied to me.
Stephen, we're telling way too many lies in here.
So you're telling me they're lying?
You're willing to tell me that you're a virgin and that you told me you jack off to porn on the internet, but you don't want to admit to having another car. That makes me think you got something to hide, Stephen. That concerns me. You tell me things that most people wouldn't tell somebody else, but yet you lie about something simple.
Why are you
about
trying to
having
hide
another
that
car.
you have another car? What's the big deal?
I don't have.
I got 3 cars.
You do. You do.
No, I don't.
It's not at your
Well,
house.
what happened to it?
I've never had another car.
That's the only car you ever had in Macon.
Yes.
Okay, let me go talk to him again, because that's not what he's saying.
Stephen, what happened to Lauren?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
You like her, don't you?
She's my friend.
Did you ever think about having sex with her?
No.
You never tried to talk to her on a dating level?
No.
Let me go talk. They got his grandfather. Let me go talk, make sure that he owns another car, because he's telling us he doesn't. Be right back.
So you telling me, you see that pretty girl right there?
Yes.
You telling me you looked at a pretty girl like that and you never once thought, ever, man, she looks good. You never thought that?
I don't understand.
What do you mean you don't understand? You know how when you're sitting there you see a girl walking down the road and you say, man, that girl looks good. You ever see a good looking girl down the road and you think to yourself, man, that girl looks good?
Yes.
You never thought that about her?
Yes.
So you mean to tell me you look at porn on the internet and get off to that, but you never looked at her and said, man, I wonder what it'd be like to have sex with her?
Yes.
You have?
No.
Have you ever thought about what it would be like to have sex with Lauren?
No.
You've never imagined having sex with Lauren?
No.
Have you ever had sex with Lauren?
No.
What do you know about that body we found today?
I don't know.
You don't know? What if I told you that I believe that you do know?
I don't.
What if I told you that I could prove it?
I don't know.
You don't know? Is there a chance? But you do admit that there's a chance that I possibly have evidence to show that you do have something to do with that body, correct?
I don't know.
You don't know? Because if I hadn't done anything, I'd say, nope, there's no way. But you say you don't know. Why is that? Why do you say you don't know? Is there a chance that maybe something's there?
No.
Why did you say you don't know?
Because I don't know.
Because you're worried about something? Maybe something that happened, that maybe something got mixed up with something and you're worried about that?
No.
Then why do you say I don't know?
Because I don't know.
How would you not know? If I was asking you, did you just rob a bank? If you didn't, you'd say no, not I don't know, right?
Right.
So why do you say I don't know?
Because I don't know.
You don't know if you had anything to do with that body?
I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What if I said I could prove that you did?
I don't know.
Could you explain it?
I don't know.
Today you told an investigator that you were worried about us possibly finding blood in your apartment, didn't you?
I don't remember.
You did. Now why would you be worried about that?
We all looked in Lauren's apartment.
Did you see blood?
No.
Then what would make you think that there was blood taken over there? Nothing would make you think that unless you saw it. Because, see, I didn't see no blood. None of the other Lauren's friends saw blood, but I know now that blood was there. And now I believe you saw it. You saw that blood. You know that blood was there. And that's why you're worried about it.
No.
Did you know? Why do you have blood up in the inside of your nose?
I don't know.
You don't know? But you saw that blood. That's the only way that you would be worried about it. Because that's like saying, I'm worried about red roses being under my pillow, but yet I never put them there. That doesn't make any sense. You know, your brain doesn't even think to operate like that unless you knew something was there. Does that make sense? That makes sense to you. You're a smart guy, right?
I don't understand.
You knew that there was blood in that apartment.
No.
Yes, you did, Stephen. Yes, you did. There's blood in your apartment, Stephen. That's right. There's blood in your apartment. Stephen, this is hard, buddy. I know this is hard. And I can tell it's on you. You want to let it go. There's blood in your apartment, Stephen. You didn't get it all up. It didn't all come off. You scrubbed and you wiped. But we can tell that. Don't you watch CSI? Yeah, we know it. Stephen, why is there blood in your bathroom?
I don't know.
Yes, you do know. Why, Stephen?
I don't know.
Has anybody else been in your bathroom?
The police were in there.
Other than the police? Who else has been in there?
No one that I know.
No one. And you recently cleaned your bathroom, didn't you?
No.
How long ago?
I don't remember.
A couple days ago?
No.
Over the weekend?
No.
No, you don't know.
I don't remember cleaning it.
Do you use drugs?
No.
You ever use acid?
No.
Are you on medication?
No.
You're lying, Stephen. I wanted to give you an opportunity to tell it. I wanted to be here with you to go through that process because I know you're not a monster, man. I know you're not a bad guy. You're just a hard-working student trying to pass a bar exam, ain't you? You ain't got a lot of support from your family, do you?
Yes.
You do? A lot of people can't say that. And the fact that you do have support from your family should make things easier because your family wants to feel like they've raised somebody that tells the truth and is honest, right?
Yes.
Did you hurt that girl, Stephen?
No.
Have you ever hurt anyone, Stephen?
No.
You never hurt anyone.
No.
I've hurt people, Stephen. I've made mistakes in my life. It's not even normal to say you've never hurt anybody. Sometimes people get mad and they say things they don't mean to say. It hurts. You never kicked a dog or a cat?
No.
You ever hurt the kids that live up there with your parents? You love those kids, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. And if something happened to one of those kids, you'd be upset, right?
Yes.
Well, something happened to this lady's child, Lauren. Okay? You love all the kids up there with your mama, right?
Yes.
And you do anything for them, right?
Yes.
I mean, they called you and said, hey, we need you. Help us out. You'd help them out, right?
Yes.
We need you to help us out. Okay? Tell me about your family
I have 4 adopted siblings.
that you love very much, right?
Yes.
Okay. What about your mama?
She's a homemaker.
Okay. What about your daddy?
He's a painter.
Close family? Y'all close?
Yes.
When was the last time you talked to them?
When we got together
When was that?
a few weeks ago,
Did you go up there to see them, or they come down here to see you?
we went to Buckner's.
I like Buckner's. Chicken place where the table spins around.
Yes.
You just drove up there metal?
Yes.
Okay. They bring all the kids with them?
Yes.
They didn't come back to Macon?
No.
Well, they asked you how you was doing in school and everything?
Yes.
You had told Detective Chapman that you've never shot any of those guns that were in your apartment?
Yes.
Have you?
No.
Well, you've never went to the shooting range here in Macon and did
No.
some shooting?
No.
Any gun?
No.
Did you make the mistake and tell people at school that you used to go to the shooting range and shoot?
No.
You've never said that?
No.
Do you even know how to load
Yes.
an SKS? That was an SKS, right?
No.
What was it?
An AK.
Same thing. Just different. You even know how to load it?
Yes.
What kind of rounds it take?
7.62 39.
Okay. What's the capacity of that clip that you had?
30 rounds.
What's it loaded?
Well,
Is it loaded?
the magazine is full.
Okay. You got a round in the chamber?
No.
Why not?
Safer that way.
Safer. It's just you in the apartment, right?
Yes.
Why do you think it's safer that way?
No chance of it getting knocked over and going off.
I mean, no one lives with you. Just you.
Bullets can travel distance.
Well, how do you know that?
I've read up about it.
Well, on what, the computer?
Yes.
Okay. What about your pistols? You never fired any of those pistols?
No.
Were they loaded tonight?
The magazine is full on the 10 millimeter.
Okay.
And there's one round in the chamber in the 9 millimeter and a full magazine.
Was the 9mm the full size one or the compact one?
Compact.
And you've never even fired any of those weapons?
No.
Where do you buy your ammo? Have you ever purchased any ammo here in Macon?
Yes.
From where?
A to Z guns.
On
And
Vineable, was that on Vineable Avenue?
Yes.
When's the last time you was at A to Z Guns?
Years ago.
Do you have a permit
Yes.
to carry them? You do? Here in Bibb County?
Yes.
Okay. You applied when you was working down at the county or something?
I applied last fall.
Okay. So you have your card.
Yes.
Is it with you?
Yes.
Can I see it? They still make you take your fingerprint down there?
Yes.
see your card. How much does it cost now? You remember?
Around $80.
So it expires in 2016.
Yes.
Do you have any pictures of the kids?
No.
Hmm?
No.
They didn't give you no pictures when they were in school? Got a picture of your parents?
No.
You got no pictures?
No.
At all? Not even
in
at your
my
apartment?
wallet.
You have some at your apartment?
Some.
Okay. What do the kids call you?
Stephen.
Okay. So you're just their brother or uncle or
Brother.
brother Stephen? None of them ever come visit you here in Macon?
No.
About this car. When you first moved to Macon, did you have another automobile?
No.
Never.
No.
When you moved to Macon, you brought that jail prison with you?
Yes.
You never left a car back there at your mother's?
No.
Why'd you tell everybody at school that you had that other vehicle?
I didn't.
So everyone we talked to just made that story up about you talking about your other vehicle?
I don't have another vehicle.
When's the last time you've been to Kroger in Baconsfield?
I don't remember.
Okay, because I asked you that. When's the last time you were at Walmart?
I don't remember.
Has it been a long time? Can you even give me that much?
No.
A week or so?
Maybe.
Do you even have a credit card?
Yes.
Which credit card do you use the most?
Visa.
Is it a bank name or just a Visa?
First Financial Bank.
Is that here in Macon?
No.
First Financial. You got a bank account with them?
No.
Well, whose account? They just sent you a Visa? You don't have no bank account?
I have bank.
Where are you putting your money? In your
Wachovia.
house? You putting all your money in your house?
I
With
have
all
a-
the food you got in there?
I have an account with Wachovia.
Here in Macon?
Yes.
Do you buy your stuff at Walmart with this Visa card?
No.
Oh, how do you usually pay for stuff at Walmart?
With cash.
Do you have a job?
No.
Well, how do you get cash?
Student loans.
So you're just living off your student loans?
Yes.
So you hadn't worked like a job in a while?
No.
Are you planning on getting a job?
Yes.
I mean, because your loans are going to run out sooner or later, right?
Yes.
How long you got left to finish your school up? Are you finished completely?
Yes.
When are you planning on moving out of that apartment?
Around
I mean,
July
when's your lease
15th.
up? Around July 15th? Where you plan on going when you move out?
Back to my parents.
And where is that at?
Lilburn.
Do you even know your mother's phone number?
I know the home phone number.
What's that? What's the area code up there?
770
Uh-huh.
381
Uh-huh.
5031.
What's your mother's name?
Glenda.
Has she ever had a drug problem?
No.
She's been home your whole entire life raising you?
Mostly.
Where was she when she wasn't mostly raising you?
Preschool.
Oh, she a school teacher or something?
Yes.
Do you know how, I've already told you that there was a body discovered, right, in the trash containers over there near your apartment. Do you know how that body got in that trash can?
No.
Do you have any black trash bags in your apartment, like that you use for trash?
No.
Can you help me? Do you know where any black trash bags are in that apartment complex?
I don't
Have you
know.
ever seen any around? Has someone been over there cleaning up, or have you ever seen anybody painting an apartment? Have you seen any painters? Because you're home most of the day, right?
Yes.
Have you seen any of that?
No.
Do you know when the garbage man usually comes over there?
No.
Do you know anything?
Yes.
What do you know? I asked you for help. What do you know? You haven't provided me with nothing. I mean, when's the last time you were in that laundry room at the apartments?
Last night,
What were you doing last night?
Luke and I were looking for Lauren.
Did y'all see anything unusual or out of place?
No.
Okay.
There was one washer that had clothes in it.
Whose clothes were they, do you know?
Luke said they looked like a guy's clothes.
But you didn't look in the machine?
I didn't look in detail.
What kind of knife did you have on you tonight?
A little throwing knife.
Where'd you have it at, in your front pocket?
Yes.
Do you own any saws or anything like that?
No.
There's not anything in your car, is there?
No.
In the trunk or anything?
No.
When's the last time you actually drove your car? Like went somewhere in your car?
Within the past few days.
Alright, today's, well, it's now Friday, but yesterday was Thursday. That's when you met me.
Yes.
Have you driven your car this week at all?
Yes.
What day?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Well, what do you remember about your car?
I drove to Kroger.
In Baconsfield, across the river. When do you think that might have been?
I don't remember.
You don't remember. Why would you go to Kroger?
To get something.
What?
Dinner.
You got a lot of food in your house, right?
Yes.
What day do you think that might have been? Was it over the weekend?
No.
Was it Monday?
I don't think so.
Was it Tuesday?
I don't think so.
What day would you think it was if you had to pick a day? What day was you hungry on?
Wednesday, maybe.
Wednesday? You don't remember what you bought?
Dinner. Frozen dinner.
I like the frozen section. Microwave dinner?
No.
Oh, frozen dinner you cook in the oven?
Yes.
Okay. Did you go over there by yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Did you go anywhere else that night?
No.
Or that day? Just over to Kroger and then you came home?
Yes.
Did you go anywhere this week, like, I don't know, shopping at the mall or looking at guns at A&Z, or did you go anywhere else?
No.
When's the last time you cleaned your car?
I haven't since I got it back.
Where'd you get it back from?
My parents.
What'd they have it for?
Their van was in a wreck.
So, what'd they do, come get your car, or?
Yes.
So they came to Macon and got your car and then left?
The wreck was down here.
Oh, in Macon?
Yes.
So they were staying with you when they were in the wreck?
No.
Well, what were they doing in Macon?
The van was going to be worked on.
Here in Macon?
Yes.
Well, where's the van at now? Do they got it back?
It was totaled.
So they were in Macon, and they were in a wreck in Macon.
My mom was.
And she was down here in Macon because...
The air conditioner was malfunctioning.
Why was she in Macon, though?
Because there's a place in Macon that's the best at air conditioning repair.
And you told her about to come down to Macon to get her air conditioner fixed?
No.
Well, how do you know that?
She told me.
Oh. So she just drove to Macon to get her air conditioner fixed?
Yes.
She was in a wreck?
Yes.
Totaled out her car, her van?
Yes.
So she came to your house to get your car?
I drove her back. I was following.
You drove her back to where?
To my apartment.
Where was the van?
It was towed.
Okay, because it's towed. She stayed at your apartment, spend the night with you?
No.
She stayed just a few minutes and leave, or what?
She stayed about an hour.
When's the last time you talked to your mother, Glenda?
I don't remember.
Has it been a while?
It's been a few days.
Do you call her every day?
No.
You don't check on the kids?
No.
Show me that scratch again that you showed me earlier. That was it a... What did you say happened there?
I think I scratched myself in my sleep.
Huh. Are you going to be able to help me with this case or not? Because I need to tell the parents something, huh?
I don't know.
You don't know what? You don't know
I don't
what
know
happened
if
to
I
her?
can help.
Why don't you know if you can help?
Because I don't know if I know what you need.
I need to know if you know where Lauren's at.
I
Or
don't.
do you know who took Lauren?
I don't.
You told me that if you were working the case, you would think somebody would take her when she was running. Why would you say that?
When we looked in her apartment, there was no sign it was broken into.
Okay, so you're figuring somebody might have took her while she was out running?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Did you see her go running this weekend at all?
No.
Well, that would help if you did. What time does she normally run? At night or daytime? Can you at least tell me that?
I don't know.
But did she like to run in the early morning or the late night?
The last time I saw her was midday.
Like noonish?
Yes.
Okay.
She was going running when I was coming back from bar prep.
Has that been a while?
2 or 3 weeks.
Okay. She speak to you?
No.
You just saw her out running?
I was in my car.
Well, did you see her when you were like pulling in the parking lot, or you just saw her running down the road? Was she outside her apartment getting ready to go run, or was she already running at the time you saw her?
Already running.
Okay. She was running by herself?
Yes.
She didn't have her dog with her, did she?
No.
Did you get along with everybody when you worked down at the district attorney's office?
Yes.
No problems?
No.
Did you like doing what you used to do down there, or what?
Yes.
Who did you work for? I mean, who was your... Did you help out everybody, or were you assigned to just a certain person?
Mainly Jonathan Adams.
Okay. How long did you work down there?
The
What?
spring semester.
Did you enjoy doing that kind of work?
Yes.
So you should be able to help me, right?
Yes.
Because you're on our side, right?
Yes.
Alright. What do you think I need to do?
I don't know.
There we go again with that I don't know. Come on now. You can give me some advice, right? You can't give me some advice? On what I should do next? Hmm? You can't tell me what you think I should do next?
I don't know.
Well, we found a body outside the apartment, right? We know that, right?
Yes.
You saying you didn't hear or see anything the whole time you've been there over the weekend, right?
Right.
We've talked to you, right?
Right.
We've talked to most of all her friends. Is there anybody else we need to talk to that you might know that we didn't?
I don't know.
Let's talk about the apartment complex. Anybody in that complex? Anybody else we need to talk to?
I don't know who you have talked to.
Who lives below you?
An older woman and her son.
Were they home tonight or today?
I don't know.
You didn't see them?
No.
Do you ever see them?
Yes.
But you don't know if they were home today?
No. She doesn't have a car.
So it's really hard to tell if they're home.
Yes.
You ever talk to her?
Yes.
She work anywhere?
I don't know.
Do you ever get tired of saying I don't know? What else you got in your wallet there, brother?
My bear card
What's that used for?
to get into the building.
What else you got?
My bank card. My Kroger card.
Is that the card you use at Kroger?
Yes.
I'm gonna write down this number. Since you don't know the last time you were there, I'm assuming you used your card when you were there,
Yes.
right?
I always use my card.
That's why I'm gonna write down a number. You can remember that you always use your card, but you can't remember the last time you were there.
I always use my card.
Well, what if you didn't use it? What else you got in there?
My Borders card. An ink card. My ID.
What's that?
A voter registration.
What's that, Mercer? What's that?
Mercer Law Cab card.
What's that? Use a free cab ride home? Oh, that's just the phone numbers
Numbers for cab companies.
here in Macon. Alright, what's that card right there?
GameStop.
Okay. No phone numbers or anything?
No.
Okay. Put your money back up in there. There's $100 bill up under there. What are you rolling with all that money in your pocket for?
My granddaddy gave it to me.
Do you take any medication?
No.
Have you ever taken any medication?
No.
Do you have any kind of mental problem?
No.
You know what's crazy? I was talking to people that he works with and everything. They talk about how he's always expresses himself.
But he don't know.
He's very talkative. Stephen, they say you're so talkative, buddy, that you always so friendly. You stop in and say hello, and you talk. Why is it that you're acting so short with us tonight? If you have all this character and personality about you, why is it that everything that we get from you is yes, no, or I don't know?
I don't know.
Well, you sure were talking to the media tonight, weren't you?
They asked what happened.
Yeah, that's what we're asking you. What happened? What'd you tell them?
I told them
You
what
didn't-
I knew.
That you didn't know. Do you drink at all? Do you drink beer?
No.
Well, at least I gotta know stuff I don't know.
Stephen, you know, we have to go to our best resources when we're trying to do anything. You know, it's kind of like the guy who wants to get his oil changed, he goes to Jiffy Lube. You know what I'm saying? We're looking for Lauren, and you said you were her friend. Aren't you her friend?
Yes.
Y'all good friends?
Yes.
How good of friends are y'all?
We're friends.
Like, how good of friends?
I don't understand.
You don't understand? You don't understand how good of friends y'all are?
I don't understand what you're asking.
How good of friends are y'all?
We're friends.
Are y'all close friends? Are y'all just acquaintances? Y'all study? I mean, how good of friends are y'all?
We're friends.
Are y'all really good friends?
I don't know.
You don't know? How do you not know if you're not a really good friend? Let me ask you this. Maybe you're saying that because you don't know how she feels about you. How do you feel about her? Do you consider her a really good friend?
She's a friend.
But not a really good friend?
I don't know.
You don't know? How do you not know?
I don't know what you mean by really good.
Are y'all really close?
No.
No, you're not?
No.
So you never told her any of your personal business?
No.
She ever tell you any of hers?
No.
You ever see her upset?
No.
She was always a happy person, wasn't she?
Yes.
Why are you acting like this, Stephen? You see how I'm able to talk in complete sentences? Like we're having a conversation, but the only thing you're bringing to the table is a yes, no, or I don't know. Why is that, Stephen?
I don't understand.
know. You don't understand. What don't you understand? I want to be able to help you to be able to communicate with me better than that, Stephen. I feel like we can help each other. Stephen, did you hurt that girl?
No.
Do you know where she's at?
No.
Would you tell me if you did?
Yes.
Have you lied to me at all in this interview?
No.
Yes, you have, Stephen. Yes, you have. When you say you don't know when the last time you cleaned your bathroom is, that's a lie. When you say you don't know the last time you saw her coming in and out of her apartment, or you don't notice whether or not she comes in and out, that's another lie. Your door's only a few feet from hers. You've told some lies in this interview, Stephen. Without a doubt. When was the last time you did laundry?
A few weeks ago.
You ain't washed clothes in a few weeks?
Yeah.
Why?
I have a lot of clothes.
No, you don't. That's another lie. That's right. That's 3 lies, Stephen. You don't have a lot of clothes.
Yes, I do.
Nope. You got enough underwear to last you 3 weeks?
Yes.
Do you wear the same pair of underwear more than one day?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's still clean enough to wear.
Stephen, I appreciate you coming down here today and talking to us, okay? I appreciate you cooperating with us and helping us along. But you've lied to me about at least 3 things in this interview. And people don't lie unless they got something to hide. Why would you lie to me, Stephen?
I didn't lie.
Sure you did. You said you don't even notice when she comes in and out of her apartment. That's a lie, Stephen.
I said I didn't remember the last time.
Have you ever watched her go in her apartment?
No.
You've never... How long y'all been neighbors?
3 years.
3 years, and you've never watched her walk through her front door?
Yes.
5 seconds ago, I said, you ever watched her walk into her apartment? You said no. So I'm going to ask you again, have you ever watched her walk into her apartment?
Yes.
When was the last time?
A long time ago.
How long?
Before graduation.
It's been that long. And you graduated when?
In May.
Beginning of May, end of May?
The middle.
And you hadn't seen her walk in her apartment since?
No.
Did you ever help her carry up groceries and stuff like that?
No.
Never.
No.
You ever help her carry her laundry?
No.
She's never needed your help with anything?
She asked for help with the computer.
You ever offer help with her for anything, carrying stuff for her, anything like that?
Yes.
Like what, Stephen?
When she was moving out during the first summer.
What did you do?
She needed help moving stuff to her car.
And you helped her?
Yes.
So you went in and out of her apartment moving stuff?
Yes.
How long did you help her?
A few minutes.
That's it?
Yes.
Do you realize how you're talking right now? Does it not feel weird to you?
No.
Would you say that this is how you talk all the time?
I don't understand.
You're just not expressing yourself at all. Everything's with you is yes, no, I don't remember, I don't understand. You can't help me out with anything. There's nothing you can tell me to help me about this beautiful girl right here, Stephen. That was your friend. Nothing. You gonna let things go down like this?
I don't know what you want.
I want the truth, Stephen.
I don't know where she is.
Let me ask you this. I truly believe you don't know where she is right now. Where was she yesterday?
I don't know.
Liar. That's right. You're lying. Why are you lying, Stephen?
I'm not lying.
Yes, you are lying. How long do you continue to do it? She's got a mother and a father and a family out there that is sick over everything. Where's their little girl, Stephen?
I don't know.
Stephen, you know. Where?
I don't know.
Stephen, you're going to look at this right here, this little girl right here, and you're going to say you don't know? I know you know.
I don't know.
Yes, you know. What are you going to say tomorrow when I say we got your hair with the body? What are you going to say to me then? Because you know, like I go like that. Look at my hair. That's how easy it falls out. Look at all that on your head. You don't think none fell out? It did. It did, Stephen. We just wanted to give you an opportunity to tell it. So you didn't look like a monster at the end. Because you know what? I don't believe that you're a monster, Stephen. I believe that you're a good guy. You've been picked on. Girls didn't show you the respect that you deserved. You did something stupid. And I believe you feel bad about it. And that's why you're all freaked out right now. But I'm giving you the opportunity to get right. I'm giving you an opportunity to show everybody you're not a monster. That you feel bad about what happened. Your hair's there, man. Your hair is there. We got your hair with the body. How's that, Stephen?
I don't know.
Yes, you do know. Yes, you do know, Stephen. That's right, buddy. See that? Look at it. See how easy? It happens. And it happened to you. Why, Stephen?
I don't understand.
Oh, you understand. You understand exactly what I'm saying. See this stuff right here, your hair? Yeah, it fell out of your head when you was moving the body, Stephen. That's right. You remember moving the body?
No.
Yes, you do, Stephen. Why, man? What happened? Why? Tell me, bud.
I didn't do it.
Yes, you did, Stephen. Your hair's with the body. Quit lying. We want you to tell it so that way people will understand you're not a monster. Things just, you got out of control. It's a sickness. Why'd you do it, Stephen?
I didn't do it.
Stephen, why are you going to keep telling that? You hurt that girl.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did, Stephen. You hurt her, man. She was screaming. Screaming, Stephen. Why? And I know you feel bad about it. I can see it in your face. What came over you, man? What happened, Stephen?
I don't know.
I know you don't know. You couldn't control it, could you?
I didn't do it.
Stephen! How long are we going to continue to do this? You did. Why is what I want to know.
I didn't do it.
Stephen, you hurt that girl, man. And you got on the news today. That's right. You know what? You weren't talking like this on the news, buddy. Yeah. You hurt this girl.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You hurt that girl. Why'd you hurt her, Stephen?
I didn't.
You hurt that girl. Did you try to make her have sex with you?
I didn't.
Huh?
Do it.
Who did it?
I don't.
They got your hair? They steal your hair and take it over there? Stephen, they steal your hair? They didn't, did they? Did they, Stephen? That's right. It's all sinking in right now. He knows, is what you're thinking. Stephen, I don't want it to be a game between me and you. I know it hurts, and I know you're not an awful person and you want to tell it. Your hair was there, Stephen. We've all known it all along. We wanted just to give you an opportunity to tell what happened. Did y'all have sex?
No.
Did you try to have sex?
No.
You think about having sex?
No.
Liar. What kind of man doesn't think about having sex? You said earlier you like girls, right?
Yes.
You said she's a pretty girl, right?
Yes.
What'd you do to her, Stephen?
I didn't do anything.
You're lying. You hurt that girl.
No, I didn't.
Sure it did, and that's why you're having this massive meltdown right now. Because you can't live with yourself, can you? It's overwhelming you, isn't it? Tell the truth, Stephen.
I didn't do it.
Who did it?
I don't know.
Yes, you do, Stephen. Why? Why did you hurt that girl?
I didn't.
Why did you hurt her, Stephen?
I didn't.
You hurt that girl.
No, I didn't.
Sure you did. You know it, and I know it. You just don't want to tell it, Stephen. But that's okay. I know it. I just wanted to give you an opportunity to tell it, so people didn't think you were a monster. You're not a monster, are you, Stephen?
No.
I know, buddy. I know you're not a monster. Tell me what happened.
I don't know.
You tried to have sex with her?
No.
She didn't want to have sex with you?
I didn't do it.
She didn't want to have sex with you, Steve?
I don't know.
You don't know if she wanted to have sex with you?
I didn't do anything.
Yes, you did, Stephen. You went into her apartment, Stephen. And you hurt that girl.
No, I didn't.
You did, buddy. You hurt her, Stephen.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Why won't you tell me, Stephen?
I didn't do it.
I'm gonna take this with me. You don't deserve to look at it. Just stay right here, okay?
Okay.
I appreciate all your cooperation tonight, okay?
Okay.
getting ready to go. I just need to discuss a few more things with you. You know, the reason why we're down here is because Lauren's missing, right?
Yeah.
I just need you to please tell me. Give me where you, I know earlier today you told me you stayed home all weekend, right? In your apartment.
Yes.
And, did anybody see you? Did you talk to anybody over the weekend? Were you on your computer all weekend? Is there anything I can look at that I can say he couldn't be involved because he was on the computer, or he was online on a porn site, or he was online doing college work, or anything that would exclude you as being involved altogether? I mean, did anybody see you this weekend at the house? Did you go out to get a newspaper? Did you wave to a neighbor, or you just locked yourself in all week?
Yes.
Nobody saw you?
No.
I mean, what do you just stay in the house all day?
Yes.
I mean, what do you do all day in the house?
Play video games.
By yourself?
Yes.
You never talk to anybody on the phone or anything?
If they call me.
Well, who calls you?
Parents.
I mean, you've always done that your whole life? You don't have no friends?
I have
How can you go
friends.
your whole life without a friend?
I have friends.
Where they at? Where they at? You have any friends here in Macon?
Yes.
Name one, because everybody I talked to said they ain't your friend.
Ryan Granger. Cass Lawson. Ashley Morehouse. Carmen Love.
That's the same people I talked to today, and they're not your friend. Okay? They're not your friend. I mean, it's all over anyways. I just wanted to know what was going on tonight. The game's over. I mean, we know what you did to her, so we just want to know if you were going to tell us or not.
I didn't do anything.
Well, that's what you say. But we know different. So, you're fucked either way. You're fucked. We already know. And everybody out there, all your friends know that you're down here because of what happened to Lauren. So all those friends that you thought you had are not your friends anymore. Okay, there'll be no more video games. Alright? At all. This is the end. Is there anything you want to say?
I didn't do anything.
Well, that's what you say. That's what you say. Stick to your story. Because it's over. We're tired of talking to you. Okay. We know you killed her. We know you put her body in the trash can. Simple as that. The news media knows it. Glenda knows it, your mother. Your sister knows it. Your sister's husband knows it. The one that used to beat your sister, he knows it. You know what he said? He said, he's a crazy motherfucker, is what he said when I called him. That's your own family calling you crazy. Your own family said you're crazy. Nobody wants to see you. Nobody's coming to visit you. So you can sit there with that dumb look on your face. But it's over. We're tired of talking to you. Okay? There'll be no more video games. All right? This is the end. Is there anything you want to say? I didn't do anything. But it's over. enjoyed yourself, and it's all over now. Okay? Anything you want to say? I don't know.
I didn't do anything.
Well, that's what you say. But I'm telling you, you did. Okay? Simple as that. You're not in charge, I am. I just took it away from you. That's one thing you can't change, brother. You can't change that. You are no longer in charge of anything. Okay? You understand that? Yeah. Talk to Glenda. She's crying. She's supposed to be coming down there. I told them the whole story. And they told me what you used to tell them about your next door neighbor too. Yeah. What? You can't say nothing now? You're speechless? Hmm? Yeah, she should be here in a little bit. I promised her I'd let her see you and the kids. I don't know if she's bringing them all or not before you go on down. Alright? Okay?
I didn't do anything.
Doesn't matter what you think you did. Doesn't matter, it's what I can prove. Okay? Okay, Mr. Smarty Pants? Promised her I'd let her see you. So I'm waiting on them to get down here. Alright? Okay? I'm taking Glenda's statement about what you used to tell her about your neighbor. About what you used to tell her about your guns and your knives and your sister's husband's coming. Because he said you crazy. Your sister is married still, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. He used to beat her back in the day?
I don't know.
Huh? Well, you sit in here and think about it for a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Got plenty of time to think now, don't you? Yep. Got plenty of time to think. You thought you were smarter than everybody else, but you're not. You're not. The sad thing about it is you probably could have made something with your life. But you chose a different route because, one, you don't have a girlfriend, and two, you're never going to get a girlfriend. I'm listening. I'm all ears.
I don't know what you want me to say.
I want you to say nothing. You're fucked either way. Do you understand that?
I didn't do anything.
That's your side of the story. That's your side of the story. Works both ways, brother. Works both ways. Ain't gonna be no more yelling. Ain't nobody gonna yell at you. They're gonna come in here and cry and kiss you goodbye. I'm gonna take their statement and it's all over. You do understand that, right?
I didn't do anything.
That's what you say. That's what you say. you haven't told us anything. Do you realize what I'm telling you? Okay. Well, you sit there and think about it a little bit, okay? I'll come back and check on you. Thought you were smarter than everybody. But you fucked up. You fucked up. Somebody always leaves something at a crime scene. You fucked up. You fucked it up. First, I didn't really believe you had anything to do with it. I said, man, it couldn't have been him. He used to work down the DA's office with us. He's a good guy. He used to help us out. Friendly guy and everything. Couldn't be him. He couldn't have done something like that. Well, we're through talking to you. Just waiting for them to come visit you. Are you through with your little show you've been putting on all day? Are you through? You're not gonna win. Too much evidence. Too much evidence. Appreciate you talking to me though. Just hang tight. Look, Linda will be down here in a minute. I'll usually take her to drive down the interstate.
I don't know.
Well, hang tight, okay?
Okay.